Gloucester City High School in Gloucester City, New Jersey. Comcast Channel 5 presents boys high school basketball. Today, the Gloucester City Lions host the Clayton Clippers. Hello again, everyone. Rob Christ along with my partner Shawn Leary. Afternoon basketball for you. A tune-up for the playoffs. Two Group 1 schools that hope to ride their strong seasons into the postseason.
Yeah, this is that game at the time of the season, Rob. It's that when you're going on a long trip, you go and make sure you get your truck ready, put it in the garage, get the good tune-up. That's what this game is for both teams. Both teams have qualified for the NJSIA playoffs. This is a game, both teams going at each other in a playoff-type atmosphere just to get ready, just to get the feeling of getting into the playoffs and really getting after each other. This is where the season starts to elevate. Everyone starts to play a little tougher, a little harder, and get ready for that next season.
Well, of course, both of these teams boast top players. First, for Clayton, Marvin Clanton got his 1,000 points about 2 weeks ago. He really leads the charge for the Clippers.
Yeah, Marvin Clayton, you can see this guy really worked out in the gym. He really muscled up. He's got a little pumped up, but he has a nice game. Very aggressive type of player who gets in your face on defense. He can hit the outside shot and also drive on you. Really athletic kid. And this kid's really getting some good looks. He might stay at home, play at Rowan. There's a couple other smaller schools looking at him. But it's an exciting time at Clayton right now for the Clippers to get into the playoffs. Certainly, you got to look at Marvin Clanton as one of those people that got them here.
Well, you mentioned Clanton getting looks locally. Also, Wyatt Haas for Gloucester getting some looks locally at Rider University, a Division I school. Also, Widener University, a Division III school. What impressed me is, in speaking with head coach Torelli, he said, Wyatt Haas is the toughest player I've had in my time here at Gloucester. Gloucester's known for his tough players, so you know he's got to be mighty tough.
Well, yeah, that's right. You're talking about Gloucester City. You're going to have a lot of tough kids, whether it be the football program, baseball, basketball. Wyatt Haas fits that mold. You know, he does a lot of things, this kid, because he's one of the taller players on his team. That doesn't mean he can just get you in the post and use some of his moves down there. This kid can handle the basketball out front. He can bring it up. He plays tough. He's aggressive. He's really out of the mold of Marvin, a tough kid who'll get in your face a little bit and play you straight up. But also he can float one past you. I mean, he can shoot from the outside. He can take you down low and have a couple of low post moves. So he's that type of player. Although he's tall, don't be afraid. Don't think that this kid can't dribble around you, take it to the basket, or shoot from the outside. He's really got a nice package and the type that a small school may be looking for to be that type of a scorer. A very good scorer. Both these kids, 1,000-point scores, so a great matchup tonight.
No doubt about that. We'll look to see these two kids, along with both of these teams, get ready for the playoffs. We'll have the tip after this. Welcome back to Gloucester High School, about to get underway here. And there you see the head coach of the Clayton Clippers, Frank Rego. He's doing a nice job here, 15-7 this season. This is a program that had been down for years, and he talked before the game about the need just to get basketball players in the gym and learn to love the basketball game. He's certainly done that. And there you see Tom Torillo, 11-10 this season. Speaking with him, this is a tough one for him. His mother passed away on Sunday. He missed his first practice for the first time in 9 years the other day. And you know, obviously his mind may not be here, but one of the things he talked about is this season he's had a historically strong year. This is the first time in his head coaching tenure that he has lost 10 games in a season. So that kind of speaks to how strong this program has been throughout the years. Here you see the starters for each team. Clayton boasts Marvin Clanton, 1,000-point scorer, which we talked about at the top. Calvin Corbin, Willie Smith, QB Bergen, and John Thompson. We always talk about how every offense needs a QB. Well, Clayton certainly has one. For Gloucester, the guards, Liam James, you may remember his brother Ian James, a tremendous athlete here at Gloucester. Matt James, Chris Calzanetti, Wyatt Haas. You're going to like watching this young man. We had an opportunity to see him last year on Channel 5. And then Gary Bobo. Haas and Bobo, the only two players on this Gloucester team with varsity experience coming into the season. So that kind of illustrates why Gloucester having a season which they consider not necessarily a good season, but I think many teams would be pleased to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're going to face Cape May Tech, Rob, on the road to start the season. But they're a dangerous team because of the tradition here. And, you know, you got some good teams in the Classic Division this year. Clayton elevating their play, not typically one of the playoff teams, but certainly this year in the Classic division, they've been pretty strong. Salem having a decent year. Pennsgrove has played well lately, and of course you have the Shallecks, the Glassbarrows, Wildwood. Those teams typically every single year getting into the Group 1 playoffs. So a lot of teams from the Classic division having fine seasons this year, and thus sometimes you'll find that where mediocrity kind of sets in, where you have some good contested games throughout the season. That's kind of what happened here with Gloucester.
Gloucester in the home white, Clayton in the visiting navy with gold trim, and we're underway. The tip goes, and it looks like it's Clayton that comes away with it. So Clayton will control the tap, and an open look here for three. Rims in and out, pulled down by Gloucester, and they're underway. They'll quickly transition after the rebound from Gary Bobo.
That was Ramin Thomas, a freshman, 6 foot, hoisting one up to start the game.
3-point shot, no good. Pulled down by John Thompson, no relation to the Georgetown coach, and knocked away as Thomas got away with a walk, but it didn't matter. And here comes Gloucester once again.
Needs a little help.
Gloucester will take on Cape May Tech, as you mentioned, on the road, and then they will, should they win that, they will visit Wildwood. And they have played Wildwood twice already this season, finishing 1-1. And there you see inside, Haas having none of it.
You can see does a lot of good things. Typically when you see a 1,000-point score, a lot of people will say, that defense is a little suspect, but Wyatt Haas there shows that when he gets his opportunities, he'll go up and reject one from you or get in your face and play a little D.
Both Haas and Clanton 20-point scorers, but as you mentioned, they can play some defense as well. Out to the perimeter, and Clayton now trying to set up this offense.
That's one of the things that Haas has worked on is his defense. He wasn't known as a strong defender the first couple of years during his career. Thomas hits one from the outside.
Well, Thomas not shy early here, and Clayton takes the 3-2 lead. We mentioned Clayton will go on in the playoffs in the first round. They will host a very good Riverside team.
Yeah, Haas, I think he wanted to bounce pass that time from Liam. James, a sophomore. James a little hot on that pass inside to Haas. He was open underneath.
Haas has the tendency to be very, very competitive, and sometimes that can interfere with his game. He tends to be a little fiery at times. And here's Haas, lays it up and in the left-hander.
Yeah, that's what makes him special as a high school basketball player, and why he's got the 1,000 robs. He's a big kid, but he runs the floor exceptionally well, and he can handle the basketball. It makes him a very dangerous player at this high school level, a guy who can put up some big numbers.
Well, he'll likely play guard in college.
The defense.
And, it's interesting because Ryder, a Division I school, expressing some interest in Haas. But in speaking with the head coach, Tom Thurrillo, he said, I think Wyatt's just a lot better off at a Division III school where, his quickness is going to be more of an asset, whereas on a Division I school, I think he may be a little overmatched speed-wise. Little hot move inside and a pull down by Bobo, who quickly outlets, and Gloucester on the transition finds Haas for 3. Good.
Yeah, that time Clayton just couldn't get back on defense and catch up with Haas. He spots one up and hits from deep.
Gloucester now in that man-to-man defense, checking this Clayton team. Clayton has not played very well of late, and obviously that's not where you want to be come playoff time.
That's why this game's important to them. I think they really need to come out and establish themselves in this game. You're facing a possible, a Group 1.
Bobo with the block inside. I'll tell you, Gary Bobo, very deceptive. You don't think that he's a very good leaper from his body type, but that's simply not the case.
Man, those big guys can get up off the floor, Rob. That means nothing.
Jumping over a phone book doesn't count. There you see Bobo with the steal and throws it back off of the foot of his teammate. We mentioned Clayton having a rough go of it lately. They have lost 3 of their last 4 versus Shalleck and Salem and Delsey, 3 very good teams. Their lone victory coming against Lower Cape May.
Yeah, I mean, Salem, that's kind of a matchup there. Salem being a playoff team as well. They'll be playing Burlington City. Not a good matchup for them to start off with. But Delsey was a tough one to swallow. That's a tough loss at the end of the year. It's one you got to try to get over and play good basketball into your next game. Delsey was that last game.
And ball is lost here by Ramin Thomas. Well, we mentioned before, these two teams have faced one another previously, and it was Clayton victorious 55-51. That, of course, at Clayton. We're down to 4:15 left. Clanton with the basketball as the Clippers trail by 4. Working, dishes, top of the key, short rebound inside. Now Clanton will be double teamed to look to kick it back outside, and a foul is called. Foul called on Haas, I believe, and that will result in a timeout. 4 minutes remaining. Gloucester on top of Clayton 7-3. Welcome back out of the timeout, and Clanton forced to call another timeout. So this will be a 30-second. Rago obviously doesn't want to burn a timeout here, but he obviously needs to ensure that possession remains. Regrouped his basketball team, and Clanton doing the wise thing, illustrating his experience. A 2-year captain is Clanton. We mentioned a 20-point-per-game average. Got 1,000 points back around February 5th, and one of the things that's a key for Clanton is he's an excellent free throw shooter, 84%. And that's going to help in the playoffs when it gets down to the nitty-gritty.
Yeah, certainly. If you have a guy like that that can drive to the basket late in the game, and get a couple calls, especially because you get a little tired towards the end of the game. You might reach a little bit. And with Clayton going to the line, that certainly can be something that comes to Clayton's advantage against Riverside. Riverside, an athletic team, going to be trouble for Clayton, although Clayton is the home team, the higher seed, but Riverside, they play some good teams in that Burlington County League.
Liam James with the push. Torilla not pleased with that. And once again, they will inbound. So third time's the charm here for Clayton. Ball knocked out of bounds. And it'll be Clayton basketball. And Rago showing a lack of patience here, as this team really needing to gel come playoff time, and it's disconcerting to their head coach, as they're just having a tough time getting this offense generated from underneath the offensive basket. Clanton will look to dish, and he finds QB Bergen. Bergen hands off, and it's Corbin. An aggressive man-to-man defense being played by the Lions.
Yeah, Corbin's, I like what he brings to this team also. A little muscle on the team.
Nice little look inside. And that's Ramin Thomas, who has all 5 points for the Clippers. 7-5 with 3:10 left.
Yeah, that was a good pass that time by QB. Little bouncer right to the inside.
Haas in traffic, finds a seam and exploits it. Haas with 7. That's what you see out of Haas. He's a great cutter to the basket, but he's also very creative out on the court. Clanton misses the 3, rebound by Gloucester. They'll quickly outlet, and here comes James. James dishes to the wing, it's Bobo. Bobo, an open look hits.
Yeah, nice square up by the big fella. Drains one from the baseline. You got to take that if you get the opportunity. That wide open. Clanton hits from deep.
Well, Clanton with over 83 pointers this season will add to that talent.
Well, he's so athletic, Rob. He just does a lot of good things. I mean, he's got a couple of these kids, including Corbin. Very athletic, tough kids.
3-point shot is good. Chris Calzanetti. So 4 different scores here early for Gloucester. It's 14-8, the Lions on top. Little kick out to the wing. Too strong. Rebound. Here comes Haas and the Lions. Down to 1:45 left, and the Lions with the 6-point edge. Haas pulls up, fouled, and good. Haas with 9. He'll try to make it 10. Timeout called on the floor. Let's take a look at Haas.
Yeah, he's just tough to defend here. He's going to go past Corbin. Corbin with a little reach on him. See, gets him on the arm. And then look, he does a little bump, little move, little shake. That's stemming from earlier, Rob, when they had some good music pumping through here. I know you kind of liked it. They had some Rocky theme going on. Eye to Tiger, No Way Out.
There you go.
Slipped in a little Shake Me Up.
It's back during high school days.
And that's why you get a little of that music going in. You get a couple dance moves on the court toward play. But Haas, you can see there, he does a lot of things that makes him, above and beyond the average player at this high school level. He can drive to the basket, and he's a matchup problem because Corbin, although Corbin is a strong kid, he just doesn't have the height to be able to play with Haas. Haas is just as athletic as him and stronger, but he's got a few inches on him.
Now, of course, afternoon games allows all types of people to come. So if you look in the upper left-hand corner there, the very last row in the corner of the bleachers, I'm sure we'll get a shot at him later. You'll see that all types of people here to kind of scout Group 1 basketball come playoff time.
One of our former broadcasters this year.
That's right. Haas misses. And here comes Gloucester. Clayton will look to break down the defense, kicks it up top, and they'll slow things down here with 90 seconds left. Calvin Corbin with the basketball. Dishes off to Thomas. Thomas has been successful. The freshman, 6 foot, has looked very good here early.
See, the way they're playing up on Corbin, Haas playing Corbin, even though he gets the turnover there, Corbin.
Good feed inside. Nice look by Haas to hit Cassidy. And Gloucester now with a 10-point edge.
Yeah, see, I would get the ball in Corbin's hand and kind of tire out of wide Haas a little bit. Make him play defense on Corbin and chase the ball a little bit. Corbin's got a lot of quickness, and you need to try and at least tire down Haas a little bit.
Block. Inside. Chris Calzanetti. From out of nowhere, it's tough for someone that big to sneak up on you, but he did.
What did I tell you about the big guys, Rob? It's enough for the big guy, Chuck.
Haas, 3-point look. Too strong, rebound. Corbin outlets to Clayton. And we have a blocking foul called. This will go against Josh Cassidy.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think Josh didn't have his feet set, kind of backing up. Gets the block call. That's now the 3rd foul on Gloucester.
Down to 30 seconds left. We'll see if Clayton holds for the last shot. They trail by 10. Looking to break down the defense. Just trying to do too much is Bergen. And now they'll slow it down. 15 seconds.
Corbin with that good speed. I'd like to see him try and take Haas off the dribble and make him work.
And Haas aggressively plays defense. Steals it away, lays it up and in.
Of course, you got to jump. You got to be able to dribble past them.
1 second left. Clayton gets it away. Good. And it beats the buzzer. A 3-pointer for Clayton. Allows Clayton to inch back. We head to break. The Clippers trail by 9. Welcome back to Gloucester High School. The Lions on top by 9. Clayton hitting a 3 just before the buzzer to allow Clayton to climb back to within 9. That's where we are. James slipping and regains his balance. No call. Here comes Clayton. Clayton looking to penetrate inside. Foul and good. John Thompson, the running one-hander, fouled on the play, and he picks up the foul and hopes to convert the 3-point play here. His first basket of the afternoon.
Talking about the big guys running the court, JT's got 3.1 blocks per game, 8.4 rebounds per game. Both categories, he leads the team. But that time he does a nice job on the break. not able to complete the three-point play, but so that pulls Clayton in within 7. Now you just got to buckle down, play a little defense. Just continue to work the offense if you're Clayton.
Each team playing relatively cleanly tonight. They've only been to the free throw line once. And thus far, neither team converted on a free throw. So 2013, Clayton to within 7 and the basketball with 7:20 left in the half. And off the bench for Gloucester is Colin McAdams.
Also Ray
Clanton,
Sanders.
Pull up 3. No good. Tipped up. No good. Rebound Haas. Haas inside. Clears traffic and handles the basketball.
See what I mean about being able to do everything? Guy rebounds the basketball and the rest of the guys clear out because they know this guy can handle the basketball and bring it up court.
Well, Haas got away with a push and exploited it. I think the referee may have been screened on that. 22-13. Up top, QB Bergen. And a quick first step, laid up too strong, followed good. A follow by John Thompson after this quick first move of little Ray Sanders.
Hey, you gotta like the freshman.
Hey,
Fear no evil.
I guess you can't say Sanders shaked and baked. It would be,
well, you could say that.
well, that'd be 2 different companies. Here we go, Thompson, and he's fouled.
You could say that, right?
I think the Colonel would be upset.
Colonel's not in attendance.
There you have it.
Say whatever you want about his chicken.
22-15, ruled not to be a shooting foul.
They must, yeah, he must have got him on the floor. That's a tough call for JT, although he didn't hit his first free throw.
22-15, Clayton trying to work on this Gloucester lead. Oz kicks, Bergen with the basketball.
I don't know why they call a kick there, stop the clock.
Here's Sanders. Sanders working against McAdams. Sanders pull-up jump shot, high arc, no good. Rebound, Sanders kicks. And now moves inside. Here's Bergen and a foul called. And it's going to be a charge.
Charge on Corbin, but you got to like the aggressiveness if you're the Clayton coach. They're going hard after the offensive boards, taking it to the basket now, and I like the spark that they got from this Ray Sanders. Just a freshman coming in an 8th man, quick and athletic.
Well, with
5'9".
Sanders and Thomas, both freshmen getting a lot of time here, their
gotta,
future's bright for this Clayton team.
That's good to see because, you know, back in the day, Clayton was a very good team, and then things started breaking up a little bit. Clayton had the big-time tradition back in the early, 40s, 50s, back in the day, right?
That was even before my day.
Yeah, just a couple days. Because you're pushing 50, right?
I'm barely, I don't even think I'm nudging 50.
Oh, you look it.
Thank you. It's actually my birthday on Sunday. Thank you for
happy
asking.
birthday. Good for you.
I'm still waiting for the card.
Keep waiting.
23-15, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Here's Clanton. Clanton quickly to the wing.
Good movement.
Top Bergen. And one pass too many there as McAdams steals the basketball.
Well, McAdams comes in with good defense, good rotation. So he gets to the basketball. That's just good defense that time because it looked like Corbin fumbled the ball and had an open man on the side. Good reaction that time by McAdams. You got to rotate defensively when they're kicking that ball around. And that's good movement. I mean, that's good play on both sides. You get the good movement by Clayton, but good defensive rotation that time by Gloucester.
Well, Cassidy looking underneath and trying to find Colin McAdams amongst the trees. It's probably not the best idea. McAdams diminutive to say the least.
He's small too.
Right, Bergen, Clanton, a long 3 launches, no good. Rebound. And here comes Gloucester.
Clayton's got to drive to the basket a little bit more. He's settling for that outside jump, and I think he's got to start making his move and trying to penetrate the lane, kick it out to his teammates.
Knocked away. Cassidy comes away with it. Inside. Turnaround jump shot is short. Rebound. Here comes Clanton. Clanton pushing to the wing. Beat up by Cassidy. And a travel is called. Travel called on Bergen. Wyatt Haas D'd up by Corbin. Look inside, knocked away. And here comes a slam and a foul. Well, John Thompson tried to put an exclamation point on that. He was fouled in his attempt.
He's got ups though, big dog. He went up above the rim, almost brought it down. I think they got the call underneath.
Thompson 0 for 1. And he's got to put a little bit more arc on that free throw.
Yeah, a little bit. He's just kind of shot putting it up there. Nice smooth rotation, foul throw. Pulls them within 7 now.
23-16. We're down to 3:35 left here at Gloucester, and Gloucester turns the basketball up. Clanton across the timeline. Again, Gloucester staying in that man-to-man defense. Here comes Corbin. And it's Clanton. Feed stolen away. Right now, this Clayton offense just looks disjointed. Long three for Haas, short. Rebound inside, Thompson battles, pulls it down, and here comes Clanton and the Clippers. Long look, all by himself, QB Bergen, step through and good.
How many times do you see a guy just go straight up with that and get it blocked, even though little McAdams is flying by him? But still, nice job by Bergen to go up with a pump fake and assure himself of the 2.
We'll step away, 2:47 left. Gloucester 23, Clayton 18. Welcome back. Gloucester on top of Clayton, 23-18. 2 minutes plus before the end of this first half. Gloucester has led most of the way. Torillo of Gloucester freely substituting. Up top, here's Cassidy.
Right now, it's funny watching Haas because he gets really emotional out on the court. He wanted the foul before that. He does a little push and looking for the foul again. That just gets him angry. He turns around with a little soft little turn around for another 2. Puts him up by 7.
Well, Haas already with 15 points. That time, uses body well to shield the defender. And Bergen has it stolen away. Here's Haas. Haas outlets to Cassidy on the wing. Cassidy looks to penetrate and kick it inside. Knocked away. It'll stay Gloucester basketball. Inside, an easy look and an easy lay-in. Defensive breakdown allows Cassidy to pick up his 6th point.
Yeah, Bergen just didn't see him come from behind, and that's just one that you just can't give up at this stage of the game. Puts them up by 9. Bergen's got to be more careful of his surroundings. Stay with his man.
Clanton kicks to the wing. Sanders trying to create his own shot. High arcing shot, tipped up, no good. Underneath, Thompson battles, pulled down by Cassidy.
Right now, Cassidy has done a terrific job on Clanton on defense.
Inside, no good. Rebound again, Thompson. And quickly, Clayton looking to push. And they do. Here's Bergen on the wing. Bergen kicks it back out. Hesitation. Inside, good move. Using the backboard, good. QB Bergen with 4. And it's a 7-point game. Stolen away. Foul inside. Sanders with the hustle.
Well, I really like this Sanders. A freshman coming in. And usually freshmen a little timid, afraid to pull the trigger. They usually play aggressive, but not going to the hoop as strong as Sanders is going. You got to really like, if you're a Clayton Clipper fan, what you've seen from these couple of freshmen.
See some of that speed of Sanders, and that's the nice thing about a smaller school is the freshmen have an opportunity if they can illustrate that they belong.
Yeah, they get
Sanders
good minutes.
Has done that. Sanders, unfortunately, does not connect on either of the free throws, but Clayton comes away again with a rebound, down to underneath 40 seconds left in this first half. Gloucester 27-20. They're content to eat up some clock here. Bergen looking to penetrate. Bergen, and they're going to call palming the basketball. So a couple turnovers here, and Frank Rago, the head coach, just beside himself.
They talked about staying in the gym and working on the fundamentals of the game. You can see some of these guys still a little raw handling the basketball.
That's one of those calls that in theory is a violation. However, it's kind of one of those that it depends on the referee how they interpret it. Haas kicks and looks for the basketball back. Instead, Bobo looks to penetrate inside for Haas. Knocked away. Clayton comes away with it. Clanton now spins through the double team. Clanton again spins. A long three-pointer. No good. Well, that would have been on the highlight reel. No question about it. But instead, they'll head to the free throw line. They'll head to the locker room. I'm not sure. It's Rago asking for Clayton to go to the free throw line, but it's not going to happen. So Rago a little displeased with the refereeing here, but despite that, Gloucester maintains their lead of 7 as we head to break. Welcome back to Gloucester High School. The Lions of Gloucester on top 27-20 as we begin the second half, and quickly penetrating the defense. Hard to the hole, Ramin Thomas, and he will head to the free throw line. Thomas with 5 points all coming in that first quarter. Clayton outscoring Gloucester 9-7 in that second quarter. And Thomas hits the first.
Yeah, they buckled down defensively in that second quarter, Rob. The first quarter, defensively, Gloucester able to put up 20 points, and a few of them off three-pointers.
Well, right now, a real tough time for Clayton from the free throw line. They are 1 for 6.
That's not good.
Look inside, Thompson steals. Here comes Clanton and the Clippers. Clanton. Pull-up jump shot, good. Clanton with 8, his first 2-point basket of the evening.
Yeah, nice job by Clanton that time of stepping inside the three-point line. And again, going off the dribble, using his man as a screen, and getting a nice open jump shot.
James kicks to the wing. It's Bobo up top to Cassidy. We're just a minute into this second quarter, this second half. And inside, knocked away. Here comes Clanton. Clanton looks up court. Instead will pull up as Cassidy watches. Cassidy picked by Thompson. And now inside for Thompson, using that size, and he's fouled.
Nice job on both ends of the court by Thompson that time. Good weak side defense. And that's when you have a shot blocker like Thompson, 3.1 blocks coming into the game. You can kind of let your man go a little bit into the paint, and Thompson's going to come by like a fly swatter and get the ball out of there. And he runs the floor. Nice lean, gets himself to the free throw line, but doesn't matter because they're not hitting their free throws. Wow.
Thompson is having one heck of a time from the free throw line. He is now 1 for 5. Inside scoop shot, highest, no good. Thompson pulls it down. Now, Bergen, no good, tipped up. And that's one that Bergen would love to have back.
Well, until they prove that they can make it from the free throw line, I wouldn't give them anything easy. I would foul them and force them to make it at the line if they got an easy look at a layup.
And foul here. Clayton will head to the free throw line.
That's where it should improve, because Clayton now goes to the line. He is their best free throw shooter by far.
Well, Clayton will head to the free throw line for not 2 but 3 shots here. Two for 9 from the free throw line tonight for the Clippers, make it 3 for 10. Even with that shot, 30% is not very good.
You can see he just has a nice stroke, gets into his rhythm, bends his knees in a good follow.
Well, just like that, a 6-0 run for the Clippers, and they're back into this one, 27-26. Clayton lighting it up here early, 5 points already. And underneath, off the foot of Bobo, and Clayton can take the lead. Gloucester slow coming out of the locker room. Corbin working against Haas, knocked away by Haas and rebounded by Haas. Now Haas, he'll try to do it himself here and go coast to coast. Pull up jump shot, forces it, blocked, and Corbin has it stolen away. On the floor, a scramble ensues, and tying it up, it's going to be white basketball.
See, that's what, I don't know if you remember, Rob, I was talking about it earlier. Calvin Corbin. This kid's got a lot of speed, and he can take Haas off the dribble. Although he gets his shot blocked that time, Haas then comes back down on the court and just doesn't have his legs underneath him after blocking the shot and running back down. Doesn't get a good look, and he gets his shot blocked.
Here's Calzanetti. Calzanetti will kick to the wing. James looks to penetrate. Calzanetti inside, forces things. Ramin Thomas with the steal. Thomas feeds a tough pass inside for Bergen, and this time he converts. Bergen with 6, and more importantly, Clayton with the lead. 28-27, 8-0 run to start this second half. And stolen away again, James on the floor, tied up, and now a timeout called by Gloucester. So,
they're getting frustrated.
2 minutes and 35 seconds into this second half, and it's an 8-0 run for the Clippers. There you see head coach Tom Torillo. He is so displeased that he does not have a thing to say.
Right now, that huddle is not one of the huddles you want to be in. He's really upset with his team. Assistant coaches are starting to get after him a little bit. And they're just, you know, they're hustling. It's not a lack of effort for Gloucester. It's just execution right now. And Clayton's really getting after him defensively.
Well, we mentioned before that you might catch anybody at a high school basketball game. Jack Collins, the former state representative from South Jersey, his son, of course, is the head coach at Shalleck. Shawn Collins, also the football coach, here to take in some excellent Tri-County action. Maybe do a little scouting for his son, but he said, you know, I was up in Trenton. I just wanted to come down. I heard that these two teams were playing. Opportunity to catch some good basketball. And right beneath him is Butch McLean, who's the head coach at Haddon Heights. They've had themselves quite a season early in the year. A game-ending shot from Haddon Heights that made ESPN. And from there, Haddon Heights has had quite the season and doing some scouting of his own. On the floor, you see Calvin Corbin in noticeable pain.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, when you see something like that time, he twisted his ankle coming down, stepped on somebody's foot, and it turned on him. And I'll tell you, that is just about one of the more painful injuries that you're going to have in this sport. When you come down on somebody's ankle, probably the most, you know, the best chance of getting hurt is coming down on somebody's foot and twisting that ankle.
I see the foot there. Now, you've commented throughout the year on everyone's foot gear. What do you think about those dogs?
They're nice. They're nice.
I like that.
Get the, you got the blues. You got the blues that wraps around the back. Just like little pumps. Right now, he just wants to be able to walk on them things. And it's a loss because he was manned up on wide Haas.
Well, obviously, right now, if you're Frank Rago, you're just very, very concerned because as a Group 1 school, you're not going to have the deepest bench.
No.
And Corbin seeing a lot of time. You know, Corbin is really their top defender, and he's one of the captains on the team, averaging 12 points per game. That's not someone Clayton can afford to have on the bench.
No, that's a shame. And you're right, Rob. When you're a Group 1 program, you can ill afford to have an injury late in the season when you're trying to gear up for the playoffs. And let's just hope that it's nothing more than just a little sprain, a little bruise, to get a little swelling, and it'll be a little black and blue. Let's just hope that that's the case and there's no damage. Clayton starts its playoffs next Tuesday, which is a week from today when we're taping this game.
Well, as you mentioned, Corbin really looked like he turned that thing, so interesting to see how things progress.
Anybody who's done that before knows that feeling of when you come down, you feel like you've been shot right in the ankle. Just tremendous pain that shoots up your leg.
Thomas, a nice look inside, a foul, and good. Ray Sanders off the fine feet of Thomas. And again, we mentioned before, freshman to freshman. Well, one thing that Sanders is going to have to work on is his free throw shooting. 0 for 2 thus far, and he wasn't close on the first two. Clayton regains the lead 30-29. They'll try to add here. And again, not even close. Clanton inside, fouled by Haas, and he wisely goes up. Well, Sanders will have some homework in the offseason working on his free throw shooting, and Clanton will head to the free throw line.
Now watch it. I don't know if you noticed before, but Sanders a little herky-jerky at the line, really didn't set himself. Watch how Clayton just nice and smooth comes up, really composes himself, gets into that little bounce, and drains it. That's textbook at the line.
Well, Clanton, the lone bright spot from the free throw line for this Clayton team. He is 4 for 4. They get 5 for 5. He has 7 points in this third quarter. 5 from the free throw line, 13 on the afternoon, and Clayton leads by 3. James working against the freshman Sanders now with 4:50 left. James inside, good look, Bobo knocked away by Thompson. James underneath, that's a good look. A feed to Cassidy, who lays it in, their first field goal of this third quarter. 32-31. The Clippers by 1. Here's Thomas and QB Bergen with the basketball. Pull-up jump shot, Thomas, no good, rims out. Thompson inside. Too much size for this Gloucester team.
And you're going to get a technical, I believe, on Haas. Yeah, they're going to give a technical on Haas. He must have said something. He's been chirping at the officials pretty much all game. Tarillo wants an explanation of what he said.
Tarillo not pleased, and Clanton, who's been pretty much automatic from this free throw line, will look to add to the Clayton lead. And of course, as soon as I say that,
it's just something for good free throw shooters. It's all about rhythm. It's all about continuity of doing the same thing over and over again. And it just seems when you pull people off of the line, they seem to miss. Good free throwers seem to miss. I don't know if I don't know exactly what it is, but it maybe just throws them out of that normal routine.
Sanders working against Haas. You mentioned before, Haas a fiery competitor there. You see it. And sometimes it hurts you.
Yeah, you're going to get a push that time on Rock with arm. That's a good call. That's going to be their 7th foul. That now puts them in the penalty. So QB Bergen now steps to the line 1-on-1. 7
team fouls to just 1.
That might not be a bad thing, though, the way
That's a good point.
Teammates.
That's a good point. There you see why. Well, I got to be honest with you, Shawn. If they shoot the basketball from the free throw line this way in the playoffs, it's going to be a very short postseason. You can't afford to have this type of free throw shooting when you're playing top-notch opponents, and Gloucester being one of them.
But you can see where Gloucester struggles. I mean, their inside play, other than Haas, they don't have really anybody on the inside that can muscle up. I mean, you got a couple of big guys underneath. They're not using their body up against them. Of course, that play's working for them off the inbounds, and that's got to be driving Rago crazy right now. That's so far 3 baskets off inbounds plays underneath the basket, and that's just a lack of concentration and focus by your team.
Clanton to the wing, Thomas. That shot just too flat, rolls out. Haas. Pull-up dribble. Little stutter step. Trying to work the hesitation off of Clanton. He's not biting. And 5-second call. That's a generous call by the referee there, but here comes Clayton. 34-33. Thomas against James. And again, swings to the QB in Bergen. Clanton looking to penetrate, forces throwing the ball literally one-handed, and that's not the shot you want if you're head coach Frank Rago. Haas just finding a seam, splitting it, tipped away. Clanton gets it in the eye. Underneath, Haas lays it up with the left hand. Haas with his first field goal of the third quarter. Clanton got that ball in his eye, and that effectively made it a 5-on-4. A good drive by Bergen, and that ball is tied up. Clayton will remain with possession.
Right now, Haas just trying to do it all by himself. Defensively, offensively. That's why Gloucester, in order for them to make a serious run at the playoffs, he's going to need some help from some of his teammates.
I'll tell you, there's so many things about the game of Wyatt Haas that you like. They give a Bronx cheer to the referees because just the second foul called. You know, right now, Wyatt Haas, as the leader of this team, he's got to know when to take control and kind of settle down. I think, you know, as a college coach, it's something that you have very, very little patience for, and that's something that, you know, should come through maturity, you would hope. (35-34), the Lions with the lead. Pull-up jump shot, nothing but net for Gary Bobo. Bobo with 6. .210 left. Gloucester back to a 3-point edge. And here's Clanton. Clanton double teamed up top and finds Sanders. Sanders being marked by Bobo. Bobo, aggressive defense, has it knocked away. Cassidy by himself lays it in. Cassidy in double digits now. Clanton working against Bobo and Cassidy, and he's fouled. Clanton to the free throw line.
That's what they need to see more from Clanton. If Clanton can drive and get himself to the free throw line, Clayton will be successful in the playoffs. But I think for them to have a run, Clayton's going to need to do more of that against Riverside. Riverside, an athletic team, one of the more athletic teams that Clayton will see. And they do see a couple of them with Shalleck and Glassboro.
Well, Clanton now must be contagious because he's 0 for 3 now in his last 3 attempts. Five straight, now 3 straight misses. 6 for 9 on the night from the free throw line for Clanton. 39-35 the edge for Gloucester. Down to 93 seconds left in this third quarter. Cassidy, and a timeout called here on the bench by Torillo. He is not pleased. We'll step away. 39-35. The Lions on top of Clayton. Welcome back. A late matinee here from Gloucester High School. The Lions of Gloucester up against the Claytons of Clipper. 2 playoff-bound Group 1 schools battling here. Trico rivals. 39-35, and Wyatt Haas back to the free throw line.
You can see now Haas really asserting himself with Corbin on the bench, icing up his ankle. That'll be a tough blow for Clayton if Calvin Corbin doesn't come back in time for the playoff game against Riverside. That's something we'll be looking into for the next week to make sure that he can play.
Well, it seems to have taken the life out of this Clayton team. They were on a roll, and when he went down with the injury, things suddenly changed. 41-35, a minute 20 left, third quarter.
Well, he's got good strength, and that's what he can match up a little bit with Haas. I think Clayton was kicked in the head. He's down on the floor. Everyone's kicking. His own teammates are kicking him on the way over.
Rego will call his other players over to discuss things. Well, Clayton wanted no part of the trainer because he would have to come out, so he's just holding his head right now. Full court press here for the Lions. Able to break it is Wyatt Haas. Haas pushing towards the basket, feeds inside. Bobo, strong move, knocked away. Thompson, no. Foul call.
Might have got him a little bit with the body. You can see Haas now going coast to coast, Robin. Now, it's just nobody that's able to stop him on Clayton and be able to hang with him physically like Corbin could.
Bobo, 0 for 1 from the line now. Neither one of these teams lighting it up from the free throw line. And 0 for 2. Haas, a strong rebound inside, tipped up. And it looks like Clayton will take the basketball. So a bit of a press now put on by Gloucester. Thompson looks, finds Thomas. Down to 50 seconds left in this third quarter. Thomas looking to penetrate to nobody. Well, 6-point lead now for Gloucester. They entered this half with a 7-point edge. Clayton came storming back, and then Corbin hit the bench, and the tides have turned for the Clippers. Haas working against Clanton. Haas finds Bobo up top. And Haas literally watching from the seat of his pants. Finally gets up, ball tied up. Possession arrow. I'm not sure what the call is, if a timeout was called on the floor or...
I think it's a timeout was called. The possession arrow would have stayed with Gloucester. Possession arrow going with Gloucester at this point, so probably didn't need to call the timeout if you know what possession. If you know the possession arrow is going with you, Rob, you don't need to waste the time out there. You could just hold on to the ball. You get the time. You get the possession arrow with the tie-up call, and that's just you get some guys who, especially at the high school level, it's hard for them. They got to remember all their plays and stuff. You're happy if they remember their plays. You're not going to expect them to know who's got the possession arrow. But there's Corbin's foot and ankle getting a little ice down. It's got to be very disappointing for him. And you got to feel for a kid like that. Good football player, good athlete for Clayton. He's done a nice job here with the basketball team. And he's, what's going through his mind right now is he just hopes to God that he gets a chance to come back and play in the playoffs. You work all season long. Clayton, a team that's not gone to the playoffs in so many years, finally getting a chance to get into the playoffs. Be very disappointing if he's not able to be part of that.
Inside of 30 seconds here, Wyatt Haas working against Clanton. Spin move, wild shot, too strong, tipped up. Here comes Clanton. Clanton has a man, does not spot QB Bergen. Pull-up jump shot short. Here's Cassidy. Again, maybe not the best shot selection with 10 seconds left, and that's just too easy for Josh Cassidy. Down to 5 seconds, Clanton, a long three-pointer, rims in and out, rebound Cassidy, and that'll do it. We're done with 3 quarters. Gloucester on top of Clayton, 43-35. Welcome back, fourth quarter. Gloucester on top, 43-35. Rob Christ along with my partner in crime, Shawn Leary.
Right.
My usual partner. Just trying to come up with something quite witty, but once again I've fallen way short.
Won't go there. Happy birthday, buddy.
Is that your present? Clayton with the basketball. Clayton finds themselves trailing by 8. Tipped up, good follow. And that was QB Bergen. Well, you know, it seemed, Shawn, that Clayton worked so hard, established themselves, got a lead, and then at the end of the third quarter, they find themselves even further behind after the third quarter.
Yeah, and I think they just need to do what they're doing here. Work the ball around a little bit. Make the extra pass that time. Going to get the walk on the freshman, Ramin Thomas.
Well, turnovers plaguing both of these teams. This has been a sloppily played game for the most part. Obviously, not the type of tune-up you want for the playoffs. James kicks to Haas. A good look inside for Cassidy. And Cassidy's had a lot of those tonight. That helps your it helps your field goal percentage.
Especially when you get that wide open. I mean, Clayton not doing a good job rotating on defense, but Cassidy doing a nice job of moving off the ball.
Thomas kicks to a wide open wing, and just too much air underneath that for Shawn Gallagher. Haas, turnaround, kicks to the wing, wide open. James looks to penetrate. James pull-up jump shot.
They might have got away with a walk too.
I agree.
They'll take it. Liam James now extends the lead to double digits.
Well, the largest lead of the night was 11. Strike at 12 for Gloucester. Three-point shot, no good. Wild. Bergen rebounds, knocked away. It's Gloucester basketball. .5:59 left in this fourth quarter. Clayton will try to mount some type of comeback. Clanton with the basketball, and he's fouled is Sanders by Wyatt Haas. And you see Wyatt Haas, we mentioned 1,000 point score. They actually had t-shirts made up around here, highlighting that achievement.
Little girl to our left. Got the Wyatt Haas, must be a big Wyatt Haas fan.
And Wyatt Haas will have a seat, getting a round of applause from the Gloucester faithful.
Wyatt Haas is an emotional player. Like you said, Rob, he's really got to tame that down once he gets into college. But it's fun to see at the high school level because you really like to see a guy who wants to win so badly, and you could tell that's a player like Wyatt Haas. He really gets involved with the game emotionally.
Well, Sanders trying to correct his earlier free throw shooting problems. 2 for 5 from the line now. He has 4. 47-39, stolen away. Clanton by himself. Clanton lays it up too strong and knocked away by Gloucester, but Clanton usually will make that.
You see one of those Wyatt Haas, 1,000 points in 2005. Good job by Crystal Gaines, one of our veteran camera workers over here at Comcast.
Once again, a turnover for Clayton. And a long baseball pass is picked off by Thomas. Cassidy went for the baseball pass, and Thomas able to flag it down. Sanders looks to penetrate. He's fouled. A wild scoop shot, but why not? The foul committed by Chris Calzanetti.
I got a feeling this Ray Sanders, we're going to be saying, when you talk about 1,000 points, Ray Sanders might be a name mentioned for Clayton. Playing now as a freshman, getting some good minutes here, Robin.
Got a good look at him there. Now 3 for 6 after hitting 3 straight. Getting a little bit more arc on those free throws. And that's why he's hit 4 straight. Again, Clayton goes to the full court press and a foul committed on Calzanetti. So Gloucester again will have to inbound. 5:25 left in this basketball game. Gloucester a 6-point edge. Calzanetti working off his own baseline. Feeds, and it's Cassidy who will come out of the back. Josh Cassidy dribbles out of traffic. Again, it's Haas on the bench with 4 fouls. Up top, Bobo will look to penetrate. Nice look inside, turnaround, James. A wild shot, and Clayton comes away with it. 5 minutes now. Clayton drives and foul.
And the Gloucester contingent is not happy with that call. You can see Clayton making a little bit of run right now with Haas on the bench with 4 fouls. 5 minutes still left in this game. And without Haas on the floor, Gloucester, mediocre team at best. It's really not a knock on the players, Rob. When you have a player that's of Haas's caliber, it's easy to become a little complacent during the game and to get a little lackadaisical because you look for Haas to be that go-to player, and you just develop your role. So when he's out of the game, somebody's got to pick up that scoring slack. Sometimes it's hard to find that and pick that up when you're not used to dealing with it.
Well, Clanton, not with that rhythm that he had earlier in the game from the free throw line. Cassidy.
Now they're trapping the ball without Haas in the game. Although, again, he's one of the big guys. He's one of the better ball handlers on the team.
Inside, no good. Rebound. Here comes Clayton. They trail by 5. Clanton, pull up 3. Short. Rebound, James. James double teamed. He quickly outlets to Calzanetti. Calzanetti, a good feed. Cassidy drives, too strong, tipped up. Inside battle. And Gloucester basketball. Nope. Clayton. Down to 4:10, Clayton again, trailing by 5. And the play has been sloppy, and Sanders has someone roll up on his leg, and Regu could not afford to have another player lost.
That's the freshman, Thomas. Winces a little bit in pain. That's what
I may have said Sanders, that was Thomas. Thomas misses once again from the free throw line. He's 1 for 3.
Well, that's it. As a coach, man, that's just got to really burn your insides when you continue to see misses at the free throw line from your team.
1 for 4. Calzanetti. Up top, Cassidy. And they'll eat up some clock to allow Haas to get back in the basketball game. Cassidy pull up. Nice little drive by Josh Cassidy. He's been consistent throughout the afternoon.
Hey, and he's played great defense on Clayton pretty much all afternoon. And now he's coming off, establishing himself as a go-to guy with Haas on the bench.
Well, he's someone that's done the little things for Coach Turillo. He's really stepped up in the last few weeks, according to the head coach. And someone who's really improved throughout the year. Bobo looks underneath. Inside, Calzanetti, no good. Rebound, Bergen. And the Clippers bust out with 3:10. Bergen drives. Inside, no good. Thomas underneath, knocked away. And now James. James, 2-on-1. James feeds. Inside, good.
Nice job by Rock running the floor.
(51-42) with 2:50 left. Clayton just looks like they keep having opportunities that they simply don't take advantage of, and again, stolen away.
Now you'll see him work some clock here with 2:41, a 9-point lead. Haas getting set to re-enter, and right now I'd just be very patient with the ball. pass the ball around and try to get one of those guys cutting on the back door for an easy bucket.
Bobo being marked up top by Gallagher. Shot is good. So Rock heating up. 53-42. And Gloucester extends that lead to the wing and travel. Timeout called by Rago. .204 left. Clayton trailing by 11.
And welcome back to Gloucester. 2:04 left here in the fourth quarter. You see Gloucester with a 53-42 lead. Wyatt Haas now returns into the game along with John Thompson for Clayton, the big center. Thompson with the block from behind. Now Clayton needs to try to get into their offense here, trailing by 11.
Well,
try to find Clayton maybe off a couple of screens.
Clayton has been to the free throw line 27 times tonight, Shawn. 27 times. You don't see that very often in a high school basketball game. And yet they've only made 13 of their shots, under 50%. What's the difference in the game? 11 points. So what's the difference? Obviously free throw shooter.
Yeah, I mean, if you could hit like 5 or 6 of those, 5 or 6 more of those, I mean, you're in the ball game. You got yourself a chance at the end of the game. And that is something, you're right, that is something that must be corrected within a week's time, which is pretty much impossible to do in order for them to be able to compete with a team like Riverside. And I'm not saying that Riverside's definitely going to beat them, but I mean, in the playoff situation, you have to be able to come up, step up to the free throw line and make your free throws. The game becomes that more physical because it's a playoff atmosphere. And obviously, you're going to get your chances from the free throw line. You have to connect.
Well, Riverside is a pretty good team. In fact, I'm looking upstairs and I see a coach from Riverside scouting. That is Gary Herron, who is also the head baseball coach. So we mentioned a lot of people out here to watch the game. And obviously, he's keeping tabs on what Clayton has. And his head coach is Paul Collins. There you see Clayton, one of the few bright spots from the line. But his head coach is Paul Collins, who's a legend in South Jersey. Coached for years at Wellingborough. Was there to start the program. Had a falling out with some members of the Board of Education. Took over Riverside, and that program and its destiny has changed entirely, which illustrates how much of an impact a coach can have on a program. So Clanton hits 55-44, and quickly foul committed here.
Well, on a smaller scale, you got to be impressed with what Rago has done with the Clayton Clips, because, he made a good point. When kids know that, pretty much you're going to, year after year, you're going to get a new coach coming in, they figure, why do I have to listen to you? You're going to be leaving next year.
That's a good point.
And he said that's one of the reasons that Clayton's had a little bit of success in some of their athletic programs is because coaches like Rago,
Dan Antonelli.
Dan Antonelli, I mean, that guy's, what he did for Clayton is off the charts. What he did for the wrestling program, the boys soccer program.
And Chris Baker's come in and has done a nice job with the baseball program.
Coach Washington, been there for a couple years now with the football team, and you expect when the coach is able to stay there and really start getting, especially involved with the freshmen, they then become seniors, and they've been with you for 4 years. You get a little bit more respect from them, the players. And when you tell them, to run, they're going to run a little bit harder for a coach that's going to be sticking around.
Haas, a scoop shot, and it counts. Oh, Wyatt Haas with his first basket of the fourth quarter. He's had himself quite an evening. First half especially, and he'll try to add to it.
That shuts the door on the Clips, and they're going into the playoffs limping noticeably. I mean, 4 out of 5 losses. They have, Corbin on the bench right now. The one good thing is he has his shoe back on. And that might be just to keep the swelling down.
Haas with 23 points, trying to give Gloucester a 14-point lead. Does not. 13 points, the largest lead of the afternoon for the Lions as we head down towards the end of this basketball game. Clayton now. They'll glide in easily for 2. Down to 5 seconds, and here comes Haas. Haas, uncontested layup. So 2 easy layups for the stars of each team, and that'll do it. Final score, Gloucester 59, Clayton 46. And again, this a tune-up for the playoffs for both of these teams, and I'm not sure that Coach Rago or his opposition in Gloucester's head coach Turillo would be pleased.
No, I think you just pack it up, put the balls on the cart, shove them in the locker room and say, boys, let's just forget about this game on both sides. And sloppy game from both teams. Clayton had their opportunity as they pulled in took away the lead for Gloucester, and then actually took the lead themselves, but unable to hold on to it. And it seemed like when Corbin went down, that was a big loss to the team. Kind of inflated the balloon a little bit. I mean, these guys were doing extremely well defensively, came out on fire in the third quarter. Not able to get it done, though. And you got to really, we said this a million times tonight, but the free throw shooting has to, that's something you got to work on over the weekend. Just try to get some of these guys just some looks from the free throw line. And I'm sure that's something they do already, and it's not going to be corrected in just 7 days.
Well, Clayton will go on to face an excellent Riverside team. Gloucester against Cape May Tech. I think even though they're on the road, they'll have an easier matchup than Clayton. And we'll watch the fortunes of both of these teams as we head towards the playoffs. Once again, your final score, it was Gloucester on top of Clayton, 59-46 for my partner, Shawn Leary, my director, Stan Ritter.
Happy birthday, Rob.
I'm Rob Chris. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.